everybody. Good afternoon to you. How are you? So, I did a video, a retro react to Chantal earlier, and I would like to correct some information, a mistake that I made. The mistake that I made was saying that the whole Natter Chantal era was during 2020. It was actually 2021. So, I apologize for saying that it was 2020, it was actually 2021. Uh, but I wanted to do another time warp retro react using a video, an archive video, courtesy of the channel Marley Hendrix. And this live stream is called Meat Paws and Lies. So why am I reacting to this one? Well, because Chantal talks about Natter, how hurtful he was. She drops hints and clues about he was such a very hurtful person. He did all kinds of things to her. And I wanted to show everybody who perhaps doesn't know just how much of a liar she really is. Also, in this video, this part two, you're going to see for yourselves, if you haven't already seen, just how manipulative and evil she really is. That if you don't give Chantal what she wants, that she is going to twist the laws of justice in her favor, or at least try to. Basically, her system is, if you don't do what she tells you to do, and if she's done anything for you, she's going to punish you if you try to get away from her. So let me just set the stage. This was during the time of 2021, during the whole Natter Chantal era. And Chantal, when she went to go see Natter, sometimes she would spend a few days at his house, sometimes for an entire week. And she would leave the cats in the care of Pete, who, you know, he's not so good about taking care of himself, and he didn't really take good care of the cats. Also, during this time period, she was going back and forth between Natter and Pete's. She would go to Pete's and say awful things about Natter to make him hate Natter, and then she would go to Natter and talk mad trash about Pete's. Essentially, she wanted both men fighting over her, which she thinks is the coolest thing ever. But during this live stream, she's at Natter's house. I can't remember how long she spent over there, but she was in his bedroom. He requested that she go take a shower, and she said she took a shower when she really didn't. And then she proceeds to tell everybody what she's going to do about Natter if he decides to leave her. Because in her eyes, if she does something for you, that means she owns you. So tell you what, let's get started with this thing, and you guys can see for yourselves, if you don't already know, just how manipulative and evil and twisted this woman is. All right, let's go.
Okay, 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go pee.
Okay, so Marley put in here, notice Natter's wardrobe in the closet. In the beginning of their situationship, his closet was almost bare. And that's true because Chantal bought him a lot of new clothes. Now, Natter and Chantal, they're both two peas in a pod. They're both equally evil, twisted, and just corrupted. They're both just rotten to the core. But Natter, from the very beginning, he had Chantal pegged. He knew exactly how to twist her up and keep her on edge to the point where he could get whatever he wanted out of her. The main problem with their situationship is that I think in the beginning they both underestimated each other. She looked at Natter and thought, he's just some worthless crackhead. I can manipulate him using my money. And he looked at her and thought, oh, she's just some stupid fat broad. I can manipulate her easily because she's so thirsty for love. And then they both found out that they did underestimate each other, and that's why they locked horns, and they were basically playing tug of war, looking for control over each other, and in the end, nobody got it. There are two things in Chantal's life that she just can't get past, and it has a lot to do with her narcissistic ego. The first thing is she thought she could get control of Natter. She tried absolutely everything to get control of him, to dominate him, to claim him. And over a year of fighting and going back and forth, and it didn't work. And the situation with French Fry Girl, she still can't get over the fact that she was outsmarted by Frenchie. It's just a dent in her pride, and she just can't get over those dents. And I love that for her. But aside from the giggles, here she is in Natter's bedroom. Why does that matter? Well, hasn't Chantal told us that Natter was hurtful, that he's abusive? Well, you guys are going to see. She's sitting in his bedroom. She's not tense. She's not nervous. She's in no way afraid or scared, as someone who's being hurt by somebody would be. She's completely relaxed, which looks odd to me. If you're around someone that has the black-eyed rage and has struck you to the point of seeing stars, wouldn't you be afraid? I would be afraid, but she's not afraid. And do you want to know why? Because nothing of that sort probably ever happened. As a matter of fact, Chantal has gone on record many times saying that she herself is an abusive person. She's confessed to being verbally abusive. There might be elements of physical abuse that we also don't know, but that's just speculation. But anyway, here she is in Natter's bedroom, completely relaxed, unafraid, despite the fact that he's in the house with her. They are alone, and at any moment he could come walking in. She doesn't care. She waited till he was out of the room to start talking to the camera. So let's go.
Jurassic Park. He's going live, and I'm live here.
Yeah, that whole Natter Chantal arc.
I need to pee.
They were basically planning around each other who was going to go live. Like they were literally tag teaming. One would go live, and then the other one would go live, and sometimes they would go live together and cause all kinds of chaos. During that whole crackhead Olympics, it was impossible to keep up with. 6 to 10 hours a day, every day, sometimes longer. Those two. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All for the money.
Abby? How many roads must have had?
You are in the house of somebody who hurts you when you're over there singing. Tell me that nothing ever happened without saying nothing ever happened, Chantal. Because if I were around somebody that was that hurtful, I wouldn't be singing. I wouldn't be happy at all. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And you guys, it like seriously pisses me off about BBJ because yes, you know I love BBJ.
No, you don't. Everything with her and the cats really started to go downhill when she met up with Natter. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that she is so desperate to be accepted by a man that whatever he likes or he hates, she likes and she hates. If the guy that she's around does not like animals, doesn't care for animals, then to be accepted by him, she's going to adapt the same attitude. I don't know what happened pet-wise pre-Natter, but during the whole Natter arc, she was just so wrapped up in him and pleasing him and trying to claim him that she just completely neglected her pets unnecessarily, even though people in her audience were sending her money to take the cats to the vet or get a mobile vet to where the visits would have been free. But all she could see, all she knew was Natter. And she didn't even have the good grace to say, you know what? I don't want my cats anymore. I'm just going to give them to other people and just focus on him. No, she's one of those evil people that she has the attitude of, I don't want it, but I don't want anybody else to have it. So I'll just hold on to it and let it rot or be neglected just because it's mine and I don't want anybody else to claim it.
Oh, no, you didn't bring my pajamas up here. We gotta go to the haunted basement. Oh.
Yeah, that evil haunted basement. Do you know guys know what was in the haunted basement that she speaks of that she hates so much? The washing machine and the dryer. And we know how much she hates having clean clothes.
Damn it. Well, you guys think I'm a fat loser if I wear a bed sheet for an hour?
Well, we think you're that anyway. Regardless of a bed sheet, you're still a loser. But go ahead. Right? Marley. With or without the sheet, it won't change anything. That's true. Absolutely true.
Yeah, this one's clean. Will you guys judge me if I wear a bed sheet for half an hour?
Do you know why she was wearing the bed sheet? Because Natter told her to take a shower. She got there and he said, immediately get into the shower. How embarrassing that you show up at somebody's house and they insist you take a shower. But she did not take a shower. She just told him that she did, and she wrapped a sheet around herself to make it seem like she did when she did not.
Damn it. Give me a minute here. But it's comfortable. Okay. We got this. Ariana Grande body mist.
And that's something else that was happening in the whole Natter Chantal arc. Rather than take a shower and get herself properly clean, she thought she could just pile on the cologne and the body mist to hide the stench. That was her way of bathing. Just spritz on the body mist and spritz on the cologne and put on the body lotion, and that will mask the waft of body odor.
Excuse me. I need a snack. You guys don't have to worry about the cats.
Apparently, we do. Now that we know what we know, now that we know there was a good reason to worry about them because you weren't taking care of them and neither were Pete's.
At all. I'm gonna be one of those balding people dying alone in an old age home since I won't have children. Madame Serrault shit herself again in room 9. Depress you to know if he's making money off.
Okay, now pay attention to this next part. We're going to back up a little bit. Pay very close attention. This is important.
Depress you to know if he's making money off trashing you. Just to bash you when he laughs, encouraging it. No plans? Not really. Because he's not like that in person, like behind the scenes with me. Misha stops like, do you have a baggy shirt? Not a
And that was a thing too, because of all the rug use, that she had constant ticks.
here. I turn the heat off too. To the laundry room. It's just hours like, for his.
Yeah, referring to the house rent as ours. I mean, she was paying the rent. It was his place, but she was paying the rent. But she referred to that place as their place, not his place. Placing ownership of the crack house as hers because she was paying the rent.
Sorry. It's just his. And I'm not even mad at people for not liking us together. I mean, I understand that. I'm not freaking daft. You know, like I'm not gonna come on here and give you a reason not to like somebody, and then get mad when you don't like them.
Yeah, how many times did you go back and forth on that, Chantal? You would fight with him openly online. You talked all this mad trash on him. And then you would come back to the audience after gaslighting the crap out of them and say, you guys don't know us offline. He's a different person. Well, if he were a good person, if he cared about you, why didn't he project that on camera as well as off?
That's not my point. It's just that, and it's not even about me lying about things that happen or anything. It's about despite everything that happened, moving past it.
And here we are just a few years later. She still hasn't moved past it. She still hasn't. She's in Kuwait. She's with Salah. Whole different life in another country. And just for sympathy and to make the audience feel a certain kind of way, she still brings it up when she absolutely does not have to. So tell me without telling me, Chantal, that even to this day, even with Salah, even with somebody who is not mean or nasty to you, that in your heart of hearts, you still wish to be with Nader. Because when you were with Nader, you could be your authentic self versus cosplaying something you're not.
It wasn't my choice to do that. Do you know what I mean? Please do think of me being like, hey Nat, or I don't think you should talk badly about Pete. Is gonna go over too well. I'm trying to keep the peace.
Not really. You were going back and forth between Nader and Pete's, talking trash to each one about each one because you wanted them to fight over you. You were paying for both men and you wanted them to fight over you because you thought by them fighting over you, that means they cared. Pete's stayed in the house. You paid the bills. You paid the rent. So, of course, he was concerned about you leaving because if you left, what was he going to do? And Nader, of course, because he was your sugar baby, he had the same concern. So, them fighting over you had nothing to do with love or liking you as a person, it had everything to do with fighting over a sugar mama, two sugar babies fighting over a sugar mama, not wanting to lose their good thing.
So I say nothing. I don't entertain it. Okay. Sorry, that's not the way you would choose to deal with the situation, but considering I know what Natter's like and I know what Pizza's like, I feel like that was the right decision.
Yeah, so all that time that she was with Nader, there were repeated talks and mentions about how she was wanting to be with Nader and maybe getting Pete a room somewhere. Like, oh, he's fine by himself. I can get him a room somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Pete's is someone that she's known for over 17 years. Pete's is her ride or die. He is loyal to a fault to Chantal. He could easily spill 17 years worth of dirt that he knows on Chantal and make a crap ton of money, but he hasn't because for whatever reason, Chantal is his favorite person and he will not betray her. I think there's a part of Pete that is just waiting for her to come back. It's really sad, but it's true. So she wanted unconditional love. She wanted a ride or die. She had it in Pete's, but because she controlled Pete's, she got control of Pete's. Because of that happening, she lost interest. She wanted what she couldn't have. And Nader knew that. And Nader used that to his advantage to get a lot out of Chantal. Thousands of dollars, new phone, cable, rent, bills, groceries paid for every single month. He knew how to play her against herself. The player got played. And that's something her enormous pride just can't get over.
Every word that you were hoping set him up financially, and that one day he will give you the boot.
Okay, we're going to go back a minute. Sorry, this is the part that I thought was going to happen earlier. It's happening now. So pay attention to the question. Pay very close attention to the question.
I feel like that was the right decision. Every word that you were hoping set him up financially, and that one day he will give you the boot and give everything you deserve to someone else.
Okay, stop right there. So the question from the audience was, are you worried that one day he's going to just kick you to the curb and give everything you deserve to someone else? First of all, what does Chantal deserve? Even if she bought Nader a mansion and a Lamborghini and an entire shopping mall, she bought him an entire state. Just because you buy somebody's stuff or set them up financially doesn't mean they deserve a relationship. You can't buy people. You can't buy love. This is a lesson that Chantal has not learned yet. In her mind, if she does something nice for you, then she owns you and you owe her. She's not that person. She's going to do nice things to be nice or because she's generous or because she has a good heart. It's all about creating leverage over other people. Leverage using money, using her own energy. It's all about just keeping a Rolodex in her head of different things she does for a person, how much money she spends. She's keeping track of it all. And if something happens and you decide you don't want to be in her company anymore, she's going to use every little thing that she did for you to beat you over the head with. In a sense, she's going to use it to beat you down. She's going to just throw it in your face. I did so much for you, and I gave you a YouTube channel, and I filmed all these videos and did all these thumbnails. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's one of those. All that stuff she did for Nader, she can sit there all day long and say she did it for love. No, it wasn't love. It was never love. It was about trying to get control and to ingrain herself so much in his life that he could not get rid of her. By keeping him from knowing things that he should have known to be independent, she wanted to keep a system of codependence going on so that, again, he can't get rid of her. She's not going to teach him how to film his own videos or do his own thumbnails. She created the channel. She did everything for the channel. So since he doesn't know what he's doing, and she does, he's always going to be calling on her, and she's always going to have opportunities to spend around him. Doing all of this for a man that she claimed was super abusive. And doing all of it without an ounce of fear. Weird, huh?
I think about that every day.
Yeah, again, so the question is, what are you going to do if Nader splits? Now, the answer she's about to give is, I think about that all the time. So you and Nader allegedly care about each other, right? You have this great love. If you were so much in love with him and he was so much in love with you, why would you think about that all the time? That sounds like fear to me, Chantal. Fear born out of insecurity and jealousy and knowing the other person doesn't care for you. If they truly cared, you'd have no fear, right? Not something that would enter your mind. But apparently it's entered yours because you think about that all the time and you've got a plan to get back at him if he decides to leave.
Actually, if that happens, I have a plan. I'm not as stupid as you think. Trust.
Again, let's set the stage. She's in Nader's house. This alleged abuser. This person is supposed to be violent and angry, that has the black eyed rage. He does all these horrible things to her to the point where she got on the live stream and she mentioned having security cameras around her house, that she needed a safe word, paper clips. She was so afraid of him, although she had no reason to be because he doesn't have a car, he can't drive. Whenever they saw each other, it was because she literally drove to where he was. But sitting in this man's house, completely unafraid, not nervous, not anxious, talking this way about this man, unusual. She's not even waiting to do this when she gets home. She's doing it in his home, in his bedroom, knowing he's in the next room and he might hear, or he's going to see this live stream and flip out. When I saw this part the first time, when she said, I have a plan, I knew exactly what she was going to do. I knew that she was going to use his criminal past against him and create some kind of legal trouble, and that's exactly what she did. When Dee Dee and Nader were together and Dee Dee would not go home, she was frantic. So frantic that she wanted them apart. She wanted access to Nader. So I guess she thought by going to the cops or pretending to, that would scare the crap out of both of them, and Dee Dee would go back to Montreal and Nader would let her back in and she would get what she wanted. But just imagine the evil, the absolute evil of trying to hold somebody's life hostage in a way, trying to force someone to be with you. How twisted do you have to be that you're going to force a crackhead to stay with you, to give you companionship, just because you bought him a bunch of stuff?
Tell you my plan. But you think I'm good? You think, having considered, I have so much to lose.
What exactly do you have to lose? Or maybe she's looking at it from the angle of, I've invested so much energy in Nader. I put so much money in him. I've spent so much money on him. And I built him a channel and I gave him an audience and he owes me. He owes me all of that. Well, you chose to give him all of that, Chantal. You did that for your own benefit. Not only because you wanted a companion, but because you need content. You were using him for content as much as he's still using you for content. So it wasn't a matter of just him getting something out of you. You were getting something out of him. And this is not me taking up for Nader. I'm just saying that's how it was and that's how it is.
That I would just sit back and let somebody take advantage of me like that. But
Imagine this evil predator talking about, I'm not going to let somebody take advantage of me. I think you got it backwards. I think you're all about taking advantage of other people. You know you're morally bankrupt to the core. But rather than improve yourself in any way, to be so appealing that you could actually have friends or companions that would want to be around you for free, you want to stay morally bankrupt and think that the YouTube money will excuse all of your evil.
any consequences? Really? I don't think so. Honestly, guys, I don't like staying here so much because I don't like that guy being here. Like, it grosses me out.
Oh, she's talking about, they call him the rat guy. It was a roommate of Natter's, and she would just talk mad trash about this guy, even though he didn't do anything to Chantal.
I feel like halfway house or something. I don't know. I know that's mean, but go home. The TV is here and my CPAP. This is home. The attention I get. I don't know. I've just liked the routine, I guess. I'm not asking Naver to marry me. No. Maybe I'm keeping my options open too. Hello? Guys, Maybe before, when I used to leave him for 3 days in a row by himself, pissed off, and we were broken up. And I actually did break up with him. Remember? Oh,
You know, Chantal always talks backwards because she always wants to create this picture of guys are chasing her, they're blowing up her phone. I think it's reversed. I think if you go backwards with that, it's more truthful. I don't think guys are blowing up her phone. I think she's blowing up their phone. I could think when she talks about how Natter could not be alone for 3 days, I think she actually means herself because of her insecurity and her jealousy. Like she just can't be left alone. She was wanting to be around Natter all the time. And when she wasn't at Natter's, she was at home moping and waiting by that phone, waiting for him to call.
over, I'm going to get my shit. I'm not seeing him anymore. But now that we're together, like most of the time, I don't see where he would have time to, like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Cats, good luck. Don't fuck with cats. How am I fucking with cats? Anybody would think you're a joke if you sent them to look at my cats. They are fine.
No, they're not.
Like, don't you? You're comparing me to fucking Luca Magnotta. Did you see that documentary? Are you sick? Yeah.
So he's walking in the room. This abusive person that she's so scared of walking in the room. Look at her reaction. Big, huge smile on her face. Does she look anxious to you? Does she look nervous? Does this look like the face, or is this the energy of a person that's been abused by somebody? She's absolutely delighted that he's there. Yeah, you big liar. Victim for views, victim for pay, but not a real victim. Nope.
How
You
was your
shower?
How was your life?
You just shower?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
I'm wearing a bed sheet because I don't have any pajamas.
Why do you not have any pajamas?
You left them in the basement, so now I have to wear a bed sheet. Okay. Bye, guys. I will, Walla. Don't you?
Yeah, like, sorry, not buying it. I'm not buying the fact that you were hurt by this man. You are far too happy being around him. You're not cringing away from him anyway. I just want to show that to you guys. This big, huge faker. He hurt me so bad, and my life was so horrible. Look, the only horrible life she had was the one that she created for herself. Every bit of misery that Chantal's experienced has been self-inflicted. But she's a narcissist, and for a narcissist, in every story, they're either the hero or the victim or both simultaneously, but they are never, ever wrong. And even if they are, they will never admit to any wrong. They will never see the faults in themselves and change. So, what do you guys think? Did you guys enjoy this little time warp retro react? I just want to put this on my channel because Chantal's trying to bury the past. It will not be buried. With the retro reacts being done right now, a lot of the past is being dug up. So those who don't know will know. They'll be more informed. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this retro react video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Also, please make your way over to Marley Hendrix's channel. Leave them a comment, maybe sub up to them. And thank you so much for posting this in the archive, Marley. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.